I think most of us can agree that Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 wasn't all that good. For me personally, I thought the first half was okay, that kind of kept my interest, but it just fell apart in the second half. And it was unfortunate too, because that season had a lot of potential. You had Dwight crossing over from the original Walking Dead series, you had an amazing first trailer, that blew a lot of people away, got them excited for it, but overall, it just wasn't all that great. And look, moving into Season 6, we have the same showrunners, we have the same mindset. If you saw my previous video, they still have the same mindset going into Season 6. They didn't really listen to a lot of the criticism, and Gimple flat out said that they weren't making any huge changes because of that criticism. So we could be going down a very unfortunate path, and we might see another season just as, or if not worse, than Season 5. But like I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of potential, so I'm going to be going over that in this video, what exactly would get me excited for the season, what is getting me excited for it, and where they could unfortunately fail. So, that being said, everybody, let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, I gotta talk about this first. Sherry's going to be in Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead, and that actually surprises me. You know, I really looked at the whole Dwight looking for Sherry story in Season 5 more as an excuse for Dwight to come over into Fear the Walking Dead, and I guess it still kind of is, but considering the fact that I never found her in Season 5, and nobody knew if the actress was willing to come back to the show or anything, I really didn't think we were ever going to see her again. I thought we were just going to use her to get onto the show, and then in Season 5, they even stopped looking for her. They kind of wrapped that up, so I figured they just wouldn't open that door again. Apparently not. It looks like Sherry is coming over. And I'm not upset or anything, I'm just saying I'm surprised that it's actually happening, and if anything, it will definitely help the show. Although, I don't know, Dwight came over and I thought that was going to be, you know, a great thing for Fear the Walking Dead, but it's just, it hasn't done much. Because really, it doesn't matter the character that you have on the show, it's what that character does, and Dwight just didn't do much in Season 5, and hopefully he does more in Season 6, and it's cool to look at the show and then see Dwight, a character that you really liked from the original Walking Dead show, but if he's not doing anything of importance, if he's nothing like himself from that show, then you just don't end up caring that much. And hopefully that isn't the case with Sherry at all. You know, she wasn't like a huge character in the original Walking Dead show, but she did have some prominence. You know, I really feel like they kind of ruined Dwight by bringing him over, because you have writers who don't know what to do with him, people who don't really understand that character, you could say. I think they've done an alright job with Morgan. I'm just saying they're starting to bring a lot of characters over. I mean, 3 is a lot if we're looking at just one show and they all come in separately. But yeah, it's a really weird situation. I'm sort of happy that she's there, but there's also the possibility that they can go the Dwight route and just not really do much with her. What she's going to do exactly and how she's going to come into the show, nobody really knows. There's been some speculation that she's going to save Morgan because he was shot in the Season 5 finale, and I think it's pretty obvious that Morgan is going to survive. If he doesn't, I'm going to be completely shocked, and I'm pretty sure Fear the Walking Dead's ratings would tank and the show would be canceled. So, like I said, I don't think they're going to do that. So there's going to be, we need a way for Morgan to get out of the situation that he is in. I don't think there's any other possible explanation for him surviving than getting help from someone. And considering Sherry's coming into the show, it just makes sense. And this was a popular theory right after the Season 5 finale aired, and Sherry being over into the show, that was a weird string of words, but Sherry coming over wasn't even confirmed yet. Now it's confirmed. That theory has a lot more weight to it. Then I would imagine from there she would help Morgan reunite everybody, bring them back together, take down the threat. She'd get back together with Dwight or something. I don't know. Her being in the show, it's cool, but like, it doesn't do much. Yeah, it's a big thing for Dwight, but I also am not the biggest fan of Dwight being on there if he could be in The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? Because they're not doing anything with him. Of course, this is a new season. This is a new chance to, you know, make that all different, make it better. Maybe they'll actually do something with Dwight and all of that, but if we're just going off of Season 5, this is kind of just a bunch of wasted potential. It'll be cool to see when it happens, like if they save everybody, and the reunion between Dwight and Sherry, yeah, that'll be cool, but where do you even go from there? You know, that's just my concern. Moving on, in that interview that I was talking about in my previous video, so I won't go over that too much, I forgot to mention that there was a mention of a time jump within the season, or a couple of time jumps, similar to what they did in the original Walking Dead show in season 9, which I think is interesting, and I think they could definitely do something with that, potentially bring Fear the Walking Dead to the current timeline. I think that would be definitely smart of them because it is way behind The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead World Beyond, so it just makes sense to do that, especially if they want to do some sort of crossover with all the shows, which was also mentioned very briefly, that they would be open to a Crisis on Infinite Earth style crossover event, which I would love to see, but in order to do that, Fear the Walking Dead has to be caught up, and that's kind of one of the complaints, that it is so far behind that some people just don't really care about it because it's not like relevant to the universe. So that'd be great if they did that, you know, bring everything to the same time. I think it's, well, time to do that, and if they ever want to maybe end Fear the Walking Dead, they can do that now, and they can bring the characters over to another show. People have talked about that as well, so if they do that, they leave the door open to many more possibilities, and Fear the Walking Dead is just a little bit more relevant in the universe as a whole. So I've mentioned a lot of things in this video that sound good, right? You know, a lot of potential for the 6th season. It's just that they don't seem to handle all of the potential that they're literally handed to all that well on this show. So fingers crossed that they do a good job and bring us a really good show with all of this potential that they're literally being handed to. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the details that we have for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. These are just a little stragglers of information that I didn't cover in my previous video about a week ago. So if you missed out on that, you haven't been in the loop of Fear the Walking Dead news, I definitely recommend that you check that one out as well, because this is kind of like a two-parter. All of the information that we got at one time, I just got behind on videos and had to bring it up later. But thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all this information that we have, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.